I had all this change in my pocket, you know, and I just prayed to God. I said, God, you know, just give me somebody today to get rid of this change, you know. And so I went to this Walmart and I got in there and there was this black lady. She came up to me and she was panhandling inside the store. And she goes, you got a little bit of change to spare or something, you know? And I said, well, I knew right then, man, this was the woman to give the money to. And I told her, I said, yeah, here. And she's holding out her hand. And I said, no, hold out both hands. And I pulled that money out of my pocket and put it in her hands. And she just kind of flipped out, man. And it was probably about $20 worth of change. And after she walked away, I mean, she blessed me and all that. She said, God bless you and all that. And she left him. This other white woman, she comes up to me and she starts going, well, I can't believe you just gave her all that money and stuff. And I'm like, well, fuck, it was my money, you know? And so anyway, I go on through the store, and when I check out, that white woman, she's up there checking out, and she's telling this girl behind the counter. I knew she was telling her about me, because they was looking at me. And she's over there telling her how I gave that woman that money. She didn't know what I did that morning to ask God to give me somebody to give that money to. And that was the woman I was supposed to give it to. People don't understand that. Well, I tell you what, that woman behind the counter, every time I came into Walmart, they knew me. They knew what kind of man I was. Yeah, they give a shit about that woman that was jumping all over what I did. Because they understood, because they knew God.
That woman could have been a demon or somebody, you know what I mean? The evil person going, don't give her the money, don't give her the money.
Yeah.
Because that money helped that woman.
And I already knew, man. I knew in my heart, man, because I'd already asked God that morning. I said, man, give me somebody to give it to. And boy, when she came up to me, I knew that was the woman I was supposed to give it to.
That's awesome.
A lot of people don't understand that kind of stuff.
Doesn't matter.
They think it's silly. And that's why in the Bible it says, you know, it's foolishness to people. They think I'm a fool, but they don't understand.
But in the end, they're going to be the fools.
Right.
Because they need to understand.
But they don't want to.
Nope.
Yeah. I remember one time on the internet, this guy, he was talking about he was kind of a, or what do you call those people who don't believe in God?
Atheist.
Atheist, yeah, he was atheist. And I said, well, this is the way I look at it. I said, you know, if we die, we're going to die. It don't matter if we live today or 100 years. And I said, but if God is real and I'm right, I said, I know I'm going to be in a good place. I said, but if you're right and I'm wrong, we ain't going to never know about it. We'll be dead. But if I'm right, you're going to be in a bad place. And that's what I told that guy. I'd rather believe in Jesus than anything else. I've studied religions of all, Buddhism and everything. There was never nothing that touched my heart like Jesus did. Jesus was the one that touched my heart. Not Buddha or anybody else. And I'm not putting down those religions, that's fine.
Don't you think that maybe like all those religions, they're praying to a god? That's in their area of the world. That's how they're raised and brought up, taught. But it's all God. You know, maybe God
Right.
shows Himself to all these other people in different ways, but we're all praying to God.
Well, no, I see that they're headed towards God. They just don't understand the meaning behind it. It's all about Jesus.
Oh yeah, 'cause they
You've
don't
got,
talk about
he's the
Jesus.
one that died for
Yeah.
people's sin. Ain't nobody else ever done that.
No,
Would you lay your heart on the line for somebody?
it's kind of hard.
Yeah, it's
I
hard.
don't know. I mean, my children, yeah. Like
But
if
I
somebody,
would do it for people because I love people.
see, if
It's a
somebody,
damn thing that God put in my heart.
if somebody
you
was
know,
gonna
that-
hurt my children,
But you know, He put it in my heart. So yeah, I you know, if I have to take a bullet before somebody else does, I would do it. And especially for children or anything like that. Because I look at like, well, I've lived my life.
like for
Why
my kids,
can't I give my life to protect a child so they can have a future?
for my kids, I know I would like die for them. But like, yeah, if I was out somewhere and somebody's gonna hurt a child or shoot them, I probably would. Just instinct, reaction, jump.
Well, yeah,
You know,
you do that.
protect
That's
them.
part of just being an American.
No, that's part of being a
A
person.
human.
It
Well,
has
human.
nothing to do with being American.
Yeah, just being human. They do it in other countries.
Yes, they do.
They try to protect their children and stuff. But that's why they come over here. You know, they want to come to a country.
It's not easy for them to let their children go.
But
Like on the
they,
news today,
but
they
they-
probably help their kids. They want their kids to get out of here, out of there, to come to America
well, hell yeah.
because there's no future there. There's
The mark of a great nation is the number of people wanting to come into it.
yeah. That's
People
good.
don't want to come into America because it's a piece of shit. They want to come in here because they know there's jobs. There's jobs out there, and everybody wants to argue about illegal immigrants, but they're willing to do just jobs that Americans don't, you know, the people that's citizens here don't want to do.
You're right. You are so right. You are.
And then everybody wants to get bent out of shape on it.
No, you're
Where'd
right.
they come from? I came from the Netherlands. I think we can smoke pot over there legally.
That's Amsterdam.
But anyway, you know, that's another situation. But
But I tell you what, if it comes down to like them times, I think they're coming. If they say, you know, you got to get this chip or whatever, I'm not doing it. Or
well, it's not going to be a chip.
what's it going to be? That's what I want to know.
Well, I tell everybody, you know how you going to know? You're going to stand in a line and they're going to go, well, if you don't take this, you'll die.
And I'll say, I'm going to God then right
Yeah.
now. Goodbye.
Yeah, you won't be able to buy or sell anything. So it ain't going to be a chip or whatever. Anybody that's got any knowledge of the Bible will know.
I've talked to a couple nurses though, and they have told me that seriously, that when you go for shots and stuff, they're going to inject you and you won't even know it. You think you're just going for a shot and they're going to put something in you.
No, that's wrong. Because you're going to know it because the Bible says it. You're going to know if you're going to take the mark. When you stand in line, you're going to know if you're going to take the mark of the beast. And anybody that'll read Revelation, and that's Revelation,
Yeah, you will.
not with an S, you'll know.
What it is? What's that?
Yeah.
What's that mean?
But most people, even Christians, they're not going to want to give up their houses and their fancy homes and cars and all that stuff, and they'll take the mark. That's where the showdown goes.
You know, actually, I think if I knew all this craziness was coming, You know, I'd get my guns, my kids, pack up whatever I could, and like head for the mountains and try and hide. But if we got caught and we were in line, they said, okay, take the mark or die, then I would die. But I would try and survive, you know, in the
Yeah.
wilderness until.
But that's
you got
what all
caught.
this GPS and all this stuff they're doing. They can track people. They'll know where you're at.
I mean, people aren't going to run. They're going to hide. They're going to
Yeah.
go places.